All right, Shalom, Yasharala, Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Hakodash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. All right, so, because this was the Apostle Tahar's live stream from, I believe it was yesterday, and I was, because I'm still not sure, talking about the, what this video, going into, talking about Daniel chapter 7, this, that, and the third, and, I'm still not sure if I'm gonna, do a response to it or not. But what I am gonna do, as you see on the screen, I wanted to address this comment here, all right, where it says, and whoever this character is, which I looked at their profile, like 300 something subscribers, like 19 videos, and I don't believe any of them are of this individual teaching themselves. There's no camp videos or anything, so possibly just a window shopper, but most definitely off. Okay, it says the UK. All right, it's right here on the screen. What I'm reading, it says the UK is the mother of Babylon of today, and American, or I guess mean America. In America, the USA is the daughter. Okay, the UK is the mother of Babylon, and of today, and America is the USA, the daughter. All right, which America did come up from Great Britain. All right, and actually, because it's, I guess, why not? We'll try to ping pong here, see what we could do. Let's go to Revelation 17. All right. Let's pull this up real quick. I guess should have known this is about the scriptures anyways. Going too far down. All right, let's grab this. Revelation chapter 17. I wanted to address this comment board. I don't know why I looked at the comment board. I was just re-listening to the live stream, and I just kind of went to the comment board. But I saw that. All right, and so we'll grab from. I want to grab from verse 8, but instead we'll jump at 9. Revelation 17:9, it says, "And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains," all right, kingdoms, governments, whatever words you want to use for it, okay, "on which the woman sitteth." All right, this woman, what woman is it talking about? The woman here. Oh, we start at 4. "And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, and having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth." This is talking about America, straightforward. There's nothing is clean cut if you understand the scriptures, all right? If you had good teachers, I'll say, all right? Like the scripture saying in Jeremiah, "I will give you pastors according to mine heart." Not some random person is going to just jump up. And I'm not even talking about the person on the comment board. I'm just in random. There's no random cat that's just going to pop up out of nowhere. And lo and behold, they have the doctrine. This thing has been rolling for years now. All right. This rock has been rolling down hill for years. It's only up to the individual to not want to study and learn under the one single group that has 100% truth. And that's Great Millstone. And I could care less how you feel about it. And anyone else, like-minded feels the same way. If you don't have the truth, you just don't have the truth. All right? They got it. They got it. Okay? This is America, all right? "And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication." All the cash cowness of her that America makes, all the beauty that people think America's the greatest country on earth. Let's come here. Let's leave our war-torn country. Come to America. All the filthy ways, the Momo, everything, all that is wrapped up in one little burrito. And that's America. 17:5. "And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth." Going into the philosophies of America. You see, clean cut picture. Kamala Harris went over there, cross seas, trying to push the mobile agenda on these people. They said, no, we ain't having it. Excuse me, miss? No, we're not having it. Right? Clean picture of what it's talking about. America in its filthiness, its ways, its way of thinking, its way of life, its way of governing itself. Right? And so on and so forth. Because there's more. This is talking about America. Okay, let's jump back down to 9. And here's the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth, and there are 7 kings. 7 kings. The 7 kings started with the Greeks, then the Romans, Germania Major, Germania Minor, the French, the Spanish, and the British. Okay? Russia's not in it. For those of you who think that Russia's a part of it, Russia is not in it. Okay? It says 5 are fallen. Okay, that will be the Greeks, Germania Major, Germania Minor, the French, and the Spanish. And it says, and one is, and that is the Romans, the ancient Roman Empire, because at the time that John the Apostle, John the Revelator, was having this vision, he was on the Isle of Patmos, okay, pretty much under that Roman Empire. That's the one that is. And the other is not yet come, which is the British. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. All right. Now, America came up. As a matter of fact, let's jump here real quick, because America came out of the British. Talking about, because I believe in the video it was mentioned something about the Revolutionary Wars. There were Revolutionary Wars. And that was the American Edomites gaining independence from those same European or British Edomites, however you want to tag it, okay? So Jeremiah, I believe it's Jeremiah 50 and 12. Jeremiah 50 and 33 says Judah pressed together. It's Jeremiah 50 and 12, if I'm correct. Yeah, here we go. The water Yabasham Shah. Jeremiah 50 and 12, your mother shall be sore confounded. That mother is talking about Great Britain. She that bare you shall be ashamed. And who's ashamed of who? Great Britain being ashamed of America. Okay, and it's going to further go right back into it when we go back to Revelation chapter 17, verse 5. I mean, I've myself, that's the spirit, but I myself have talked about Revelation chapter, the 17th chapter, a couple times now at camp. Okay, and I'm not saying that people are listening, just randomly listening to my videos. It's not about me, my videos. I'm just saying in general. It's just, if you don't have it, you don't have it. Okay. GMS got it. Okay, your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. And this, at one point, America was called the New World, was it not? This is the hindermost of the nations. We're all the way over here in the Western Hemisphere. This is called the end of the world, or of the earth, or however, So people have different terms for it. All right, we're on the tail end of so-called the earth, because everything was in across seas. That was the old world. Everything over there is the old world, and there's a lot more over there than there is over here. Okay, America's just one single place. All right, we probably don't need any other verses from here besides that. I just wanted to point that out real quick. So let's see if we can back up to what we're looking for. Yep, bam. Okay, so going back. It says, and there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and one is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, and the beast that was, is talking about the ancient Roman Empire, and is not, because it was taken down, or actually pretty much took itself down, but same difference. Okay, going back to history that I also speak on often. Okay, the time of the pagan Roman Empire. Once it fell, up came Israelites in the Holy Roman Empire. And eventually, the capital, Constantinople, right, which was renamed Istanbul, okay, it was named after Constantine the Great, okay, and after they were sacked to the Ottoman Turks, it was renamed Istanbul, which it is currently still named that today, okay, and the beast that was and is not, which is the ancient Roman Empire, and after that same time period where the Byzantium fell, Byzantine Empire fell, is when the Edomites came back out to rebuild their precious Rome. That is why America is known as the revival of the Roman Empire, because this is what they're doing, rebuilding and restructuring that ancient Roman society. And if you look around, you can see traces of that everywhere. Okay? And it says, and the beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth, which is exactly what we just explained. America is the revival of the ancient Roman Empire. It's not the same Roman Empire, but it follows after that. Okay? It says, and is of the seven. Okay? The beast that was and is not. Even he is the eighth. America is the eighth. And it is of the seven, which we just named. Greeks, Romans, Germanic Major, Germanic Minor, French, Spanish, British. And we just talked about that as well. And we grabbed Jeremiah 50 and 12. And is of the seven, the eighth that is of the seven. America is the eighth that is of the seven, because America came up out of Great Britain and goes into perdition, which is destruction. Okay? Now we could read more, but let's just get into those vassal states and everything else. All right? What else was mentioned? As a matter of fact, let's go back to this comment board, because I'm about to jump into the video. I forgot all about comment board. Okay? This is what I pushed record for. Okay? Now it says the UK is the mother of Babylon of today, and America, the USA, is the daughter. All right? And as you see, it says Isaiah 47:1, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Sit thou silent and give thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms. Okay? Because America has not been ravaged like these other nations have. And a war-torn country, poverty-stricken, whatever else the case may be. It is a major cash cow for all these other nations, which rolls over into Revelation, the 18th chapter, talking about the merchants of the earth. It says, and thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of all the filthy, wicked acts of abomination America has done throughout this earth. These devils think that they've gotten away with it because the Lord has not yet punished them. But the prophets can see that the Lord is actually screwing the top off that jar, right? He's about to open a can of whoop ass. All right? We see that slowly happening right now. But they don't see it. Why? What is just said. They didn't think the latter end of it. They didn't think that they were ever going to get found out for their actions. The elite know. The elite know they're exposed now. Right? Why do you think brothers' pages are getting blocks or just getting strikes or whatever? It's called information, factual information, actual factuals, as I say sometimes. Right? And so the elite know. Others may not know, but the elite know. All right? And there's certain individuals of the countries that know as well. But it's the everyday citizens that don't know and understand. Okay? But they didn't think, they thought that all these years of doing all these wicked acts throughout this earth, okay, especially to the Israelites, referring to Isaiah 14:17, who opened not the house of their prisoners. We're still captives. We're still not knowing who. It takes the Lord to raise up his prophets to tell everyone of the nation of Israel who they are, instead of these devils telling us, instead of these devils giving reparations, letting us free, this, that, and the third. No, that's not going to happen, because it's not in there to do so. And they continue doing wickedness. And this is why everything, the RFID microchip is so important, because this is the way that they keep control, whether you're blinded anymore or not. Whether you ever wake up to the truth or not, they don't care at this point. If they can issue the microchip to everyone, they don't care if you sleep or awake, because you're now under their rule. You're now under their full rulership. And a lot of people don't understand exactly what that means. They think it's just words. It's not just words. Okay? Now, see the same person down here. This is what made me push record. It says the woman in Isaiah 47:1-5, that is the Queen of England. And I said, hold on now. You just punched in a decent verse there, and you didn't necessarily go off in your comment. But now you're saying it's the Queen of England. And last time I checked, and for those of you who've never listened to my videos, you never seen me at camp, I just called them Charles or Harry or whoever, because they're just devils to me. They're just Edomites, future slaves. Okay? Elizabeth. You hear me talking about Elizabeth? A lot of times you hear me say that gremlin. If you ever hear me say that gremlin, I'm talking about Elizabeth. Okay? And right, as far as I know right now, she's in a casket. And was she not the supposed Queen of England, the so-called Queen of England? So how is it the woman in Isaiah 47, 1-5, that is the Queen of England? That's almost you contradicting yourself. Okay? You say one thing and then you say another. That's contradiction. And then he posts, he or she, whoever it is, posts Revelation 17:4. Pretty sure it's a he. And the woman was arrayed in purple, which is what we just read. Okay? And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And this is why the apostles always tell you to look up words and listen to breakdowns and so on and so forth. Because you're taking this and you're reading it at face value and you're saying because it says precious stones and pearls, this is the Queen of England. Yeah, that gremlin had all those little precious stones or whatever on the staff and all that stuff. Those were stolen from all other nations. That's information you can look for yourself. It's out there. But just because this verse says that does not mean it's talking about her. And guess what? It is not talking about her. Okay? Once again, you're contradicting yourself, whoever you are. All right. If you don't even have a ministry, your mouth should be shut anyways. And I'm not trying to bash the person or whatever, but I'm just being honest. Okay. If you don't have a ministry, shut it, can it, okay? Learn. Get your game up and don't feel no type of way. Because I was told the same thing. Learn and go teach. All right? So there's no emotion here with what I'm saying. And I'm not being a hypocrite, okay? Because I have a ministry, all right? There's no Lord willing, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah, there's no slacking with me, all right? Go on my main page, and I haven't been there for the last 2 weeks because I was on my second strike. But I have a couple of backup pages. All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah, there's no slacking with me, and Lord willing, He keeps that spirit on me. All right. But this is hell. This is correction. Honestly, if you are sincere, which I wouldn't know, but if you are sincere, this is correction. Okay. But you're also contradicting yourself with the scriptures you post in your comment. The woman in Isaiah 47, 1-5 is not the Queen of England. All right? That is not Elizabeth. She's no longer the Queen of England. She is in a casket. All right? She has a long string, a piece of paper, and a metal slab right now. Okay? That's not the Queen of England. This is a symbolic of America. Revelation chapter 17:5 is talking about America, which verse 4 leads up into that. All right? And if you actually understand that, you can actually jump over to Revelation, the 18th chapter, and see why it actually says that. Because like we said earlier, it goes into the merchants of the earth and all those things that are going on. Revelation chapter 17:4. Revelation 18th chapter expands on just that one verse. With all the things that are happening and talks about. Okay? All the businesses and trade agreement, all that. That's what it's going into. Okay? But you have to add that understanding. It says verse 5. So we don't even have to read it. I mean, because that point there, because we just read it ourselves. We went to Revelation 17. Okay, we went over there, and it most definitely is not the Queen of England. It is America. All right, the future place that is to be destroyed by nuclear missiles. The lake of fire, all right? Not hell. Hell is just the grave, not a place under this earth. America is the lake of fire the scriptures speak of. America is the place that's going to be desolate and never built up again, okay? That's America, all right? Now, as far as because I will have to go back in that video, but yeah, because he mentioned something. I don't even really actually remember what the guy in the video was talking about. Something about I forget. I believe he said something about Great Britain. I'm not gonna. Let me see if I can. Let's take it back just a little bit. See if we can. If it works. I had to pause for a minute. Let me see here.
Every wind, like children, tossed to and fro under every wind of doctrine. You know a guy
that's beautiful. That's beautiful, and that's the spirit too. Call along your life, Yahweh Shem Shah. You hear what the apostle just said? He was speaking on Ephesians 4:14, I believe that was. Talking about being tossed to and fro for every wind of doctrine, because you keep going around You're hearing this. Basically, you're going around for entertainment. Because if you're not learning, that's what you're doing. You're window shopping for entertainment. You're going here, you're going there, you're going to GMS, you're going here, you're going there, you're going everywhere. And then you think you could come on make a video and you'll be wrong. Or you think you can come on a comment board and post a scripture and your opinion and you'll be wrong. And that's dangerous. Because you're not coming against the men that are teaching. You're coming against the Lord himself. Because you're adding to the scriptures or you're taking away. Okay? And there's a punishment that comes from that.
Or woman, when they ask a crazy question, you know what I mean by off the wall question, and you click on their page, they might have set up their thing back in 2016. It might be
That's his spirit.
videos on it, hip hop videos or whatever, comedy videos. So there's no information, but they've been on YouTube since 2016, 2013. Then when you go check who they subscribe to, they'll have booty shaking video or whatever, but they'll have some IUICs, they'll have some ISUPKs, they'll have some GOCCs, they'll have some Wi-Fi's. They might have 2 or 3 GMS sites, you know. They might have like a black consciousness site. You know, they're completely confused. Because if you're going from one video to IUIC, then another video, a GMS video, then an ISUPK video, then a LOI video, then an AOC video, and a Sakari video, and a GOCC video, you're just going to be confused. So this is the first time I heard this from this individual of the page We Woke Now, that's talking about America. He finessed it. See the Eagles? Any scholar will tell you, like I'm going to prove it. Now you can say, oh, well, these are Edomites. They don't know what they're talking about.
Let's jump forward just a second here. I'm trying to find a specific point here. If I don't find it, it's okay.
Let's see what the Cambridge says.
Because we have to go through this video again.
And
I wanted to find the portion where
so he says
the guy in the video was speaking on Daniel, the 7th chapter. And I may not find it. If we don't, it's okay. We'll just close out.
Dealing with I think that was the lesson dealing with the 4 beasts. Yeah, the 4 beasts. We identified who the United States is. When you read Revelation chapter 13, verse 2, you'll see United States is actually there. But in order to understand Revelation chapter 2, you have to go to Daniel chapter 7, and then you'll understand who these beasts are. So when you see the lion, right, this beast had the lips of a lion. Now
I said any scholar, Christian scholar, biblical scholar will tell you the lion with eagle's wings is talking about the Babylonian, the Syrians, standing up on his feet with head, you know, with the wing.
Right, because if I'm correct, originally that saying, because you can look at, I think they call them wall reliefs or whatever it is, but you can look up this so-called Babylonian lion. All right, and it originally was in the Assyrian Empire, okay, and it was taken over, you know, by the Babylonians, okay, and they continued on with it. All right. If I'm correct, okay? But anyways.
You're talking about the Babylonian Empire. Then after that, the Medo-Persian Empire.
We have to go to the beast, the first beast that's identified in Daniel chapter 7, which is the United States and Great Britain. Great Britain is, their symbol is the lion. They said the lion had eagles.
So, who?
And you see, you heard him, 7, what did he say? Daniel 7, did he didn't say 6. I swear he didn't say 6. 7, I believe 7:7 is talking about the Roman Empire. Let me run it back.
Who is
which is the United States and Great Britain.
Hold on.
They're talking about the Babylonian Empire. Then after that, the Medo-Persian Empire.
We have to go to the beast, the first beast that's identified in Daniel chapter 7, which is the United States and Great Britain. Great Britain is their symbol is the.
Okay, he didn't mention what verse, but Daniel, excuse me, Daniel 7:7 is talking about that Roman Empire. Yeah, matter of fact, if you pull up your Blue Letter Bible and you go to Daniel chapter 2, okay, which is something I was gonna go into last time I was at camp, but the Spirit just took over the whole camp, But yeah, and when I'm actually Lord willing, next time I go to camp, I'm gonna go into everything that I wanted to go into because Daniel the 2nd chapter was a part of that, okay. But that's the Spirit, I mean, the Spirit is just gonna grab what it wants to grab, all right. We just gotta flow with it, but if you pull up your blue letter and go to Daniel, the 2nd chapter, it will clearly say Rome right there. Because Daniel 7 and 2 are very similar. Okay? They're not exactly the same, but they're very similar. And if you go there, it will actually say Rome. All right? When it talks about that particular beast. All right? And Great Britain has nothing to do with that beast. America, like we just read in Revelation 17, America came up from Great Britain. But it's America is only the revival of that same Roman Empire, in which it was talking about pretty much, we'll say an entity, because that's what Rome is at this point, is an entity, because the ancient Rome is long gone. But America is fashioning itself after, or has fashioned itself after that ancient Roman Empire, which once again is why they call it the revival of the Roman Empire. Okay? Let's hear what else it says.
They said the lion had eagles.
So, who is the bear? And for that matter, who is the leopard? And for that matter, who is the beast diverse from all the rest?
Which is a wonderful question that Apostle just threw out there, all right? Because there's 4 beasts, okay? And it talks about all those beasts, okay? And with that point,
that means
those are all
the bear would have to come.
With that point, those are all captivities of the Israelites. This is what Daniel was seeing: future captivity of the Israelites.
After America, and then you got the bear, then you got the leopard, which is the goat in Daniel chapter 8. It's not talking about America. It's not that no scholar would agree with that at all, and we don't agree with that.
You see, you heard it for yourself. All right. Rome, that's why I gave the example. If you pull up your blue letter and go to Daniel the 2nd chapter, it will clearly say Rome. All right. And what he was speaking of with the leopard was dealing with Alexander the Greek. All right. That Greek empire, which is expounded on in the Apocrypha. And when you go to Daniel 7:7, it's speaking on the Romans. Okay. This is the ancient Roman. This is the same Roman Empire, if I'm correct, that persecuted in 70 AD. All right, it took prisoners to be gladiators and paraded the mighty men through the streets and killed millions of Israelites and so on and so forth. These are the ones who made the Israelites flee into Africa, which talked about that recently. All right, being sold from the coast of Africa, all right, from the slave place of Wida, okay? As a place in Africa. We're not Africans. We fled into Africa. And there was a slave trade. There's a port down there. I believe it's called at Judah, okay? That particular fort or port, okay? At Judah, okay? And we were sold from there. All right? So clearly you see America doesn't come along till later. Once again, if you pull up your blue letter and you go to Daniel the 2nd chapter, it will actually clearly under one of those titles say Rome, speaking on the same thing, because Daniel 2 and Daniel 7 are not exactly the same, but they are very, very similar. It is pretty much seeing similar, visions, if you will. And in Daniel 7:7, it's the same Rome, the ancient Rome, okay? America is the revival of the Roman Empire. I went into way more than I want to, but hey, it's okay.
So you need to go back and do some more study. Do some more study, because that clearly is not talking about America. That's talking about the Neo-Babylon Empire around about 600 years before the birth of our Lord. That's what it's talking about.
Okay, so see, he's still talking about what he talked about earlier. But I was dealing with because I was dealing with the comments, so that's why I said I went further than I wanted to. And I don't want to get this whole message mixed up. I don't want to get anybody confused or whatever. All right. But wonderful live stream the Apostle did last night. Okay, and oh man, it made me think about in the account in the Acts, the 26th chapter. It's about, you almost persuaded me, man. Like, if you don't understand, like, if you're not listening to the Apostle Elders, Great Millstone, and Like-Minded Men under that umbrella, you might be persuaded. You know, it almost might persuade you to listen to some folly breakdown, man. Some offshoot breakdown. All right. But you know, this is where you know, and you know, it's studying. I mean, it's what else can we say? You know, studying. I mean, as a matter of fact, because that's spirit. Because the scriptures say, "Study to show thyself approved." I believe it says, "Rightly dividing the word of truth, who need not to be ashamed." Just roughly paraphrasing. Okay, and so that's anybody. All right. I mean, I've gotten things wrong before myself, and what do I have to do? I have to go back and study. Okay. And if you have to, take a week and the same lesson over and over until you feel like you got it. Right. But yeah, let me end this video before I get into a whole nother thing. I just wanted to address this comment on this comment board. Like I said, I was re-listening to the video, and for whatever reason, I went to the comment board, and then I saw this, and I was like, let me address it just to have a video, okay? Just let me address it. It's a good lesson, all right? So, Lord willing, you will edify, and yeah, I hope I didn't confuse you by because like I said, I didn't expect to jump over where I jumped to. So, you know, Lord willing, you will edify, all right? Till next time, Yasharala, I'm gonna say Shalom.